Welcome everyone to Willow Root Tarot. I'm Elizabeth. I'll be reading today. Today is a group read. This applies to anyone hearing this. If you're live here now with me, that's awesome. If you're hearing this at a later time or at some point in the past, because maybe we're time traveling, awesome, even better. Let's do this. We're going to kick this off with it's the Maybon deck from Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz. Oh, it's right here. And this is the box. You see how the witch see that she has that quality, that reflective quality on all the boxes. So this is Seasons of the Witch Mabon. We are specifically in this pagan holiday right now, Mabon. We're moving into Samhain, which oh, I don't think I pulled that deck in here yet. We have a few more days, but these are great. This is Seasons of the Witch. It's an entire series that you can find on Amazon if it's up. And the day Amazon went down. All right, at least the cloud storage. All right, let's do this. So usually, I just gotta stop saying usually. I get it. Every reader is different. Every reader is different. Every reader is right. So I at some point early on developed sensations in my hands when I was reading, and I kind of fell into that as a comfortable practice. Okay, they are here today, the sensations, but I've also experienced readings where they weren't there. And it's a little unnerving for me personally when something that I felt was just an inherent part of my reading changes, but that's part of this process as readers. Being adaptable is very important. And it starts with self, I believe. At least for me, it starts with self. So just being open to how I feel. What practices do I employ? How do they work for me? That comes first, not what Susie did or what John's going to do or what Bob said not to do. Do what you want. All right. So everything I just talked about, we might find in the meaning of this deck. Oh, I got like a different feeling today. Oh, I have never pulled this one. Mead and wine. A little early. All right, I'm joking. Mead and wine. Wow. Okay. It's card 25. It's very interesting. And I will show you the characters themselves are standing in a lake of mead and wine. And they all have a full glass. Only one is drinking, but it's being poured by like a giant standing behind a hill. And it says, your presence embodied, tasting the pleasure flowing through your being. I have to read it a few times, guys. Your presence embodied, tasting the pleasure flowing through your being. Meat and wine as a substance is something we go down to the grocery store and pick it up, put it into a glass, drink it, binge watch Netflix, whatever. Have some great conversation, maybe a little bit of chocolate. You know, that's your thing, that's your practice. But what if we exchange meat and wine instead of an exterior source as something that already exists within us? So meat and wine, those characteristics of meat and wine will come through differently. Some people might just get a headache right away and go, oh no, can't, this isn't good for me. Other people might get buzzed and really enjoy it. Somewhere in between. It's good for everyone, just in different ways. Some people it's good for if they abstain. Some people it's good for if they employ. It's all different. But now imagine that it's not an exterior source and those characteristics are actually already found within you. And it's not something that you're constantly living, just like sipping on wine, you get a buzz, you experience that. You have to bring this kind of energy forward or up or however you want to look at it, but it's there. So let's look at what it says. Your presence embodied. Your presence embodied. Embodied in what? In self. Tasting the pleasure flowing through your being. It very much speaks to be about, and this is the last thing I'll say before I go to the book, because this is something that I'm actively working on. The Three of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, body, mind, and spirit. Imagining that my body has its own voice and I need to respect that voice because I hear it. And it's hard for me. So let's look at that like this. If you imagined your body, your mind, and your spirit actually existing as one, and the message that comes from that, and those moments of existence of one, is your presence embodied, tasting the pleasure flowing through your being. This is of great comfort to me because it's something that's been on my mind lately. Because I'm associating it with the food that I eat, because I eat flour and then I feel horrible, and then I eat more flour. My body does not like that, but I am my body. I can't say it like a separate thing. Okay, so let's look. So it is a group read. That one came home to me. And when it does, I do tend to focus on that because I'm the one reading. But whatever this means to you, that is what is correct. Whatever you got when I was reading, that is what I would ask you to try to go with. Okay, the book says your higher self chose this card because you are urgently in need of more play, fun, debauchery, and throwing caution to the wind. Of course, bills need to be paid, and you have to put food on the table. But playtime is a basic human need, and it contributes to your health and happiness. This need is so often overlooked when you're barely making it through the day and wake up to each new day filled with worry about your jam-packed schedule. You may not even be aware of the breath you've been holding in or the stress you're carrying until you get out and do something fun. Living in the moment can come in many forms, from the most expensive adventure to a good tune. I'm sorry, let me start that sentence over. Living in the moment can come in many forms, from the most expensive adventure to a good time on a dime. A spontaneous living room picnic or a Sunday drive with your partner can turn into a night of renewed passion. A trip to the beach with your kids or besties and an iPhone can lead the way to beautiful memories you can all reminisce about for years to come. Even a couple of drinks every few months at a shitty bar with your coworkers can help to release the stress of a challenging boss or demanding clients. It's the quality and company that make the experience rewarding, no matter what the experience cost or whether it's done infrequently. Just as long as you make some time to get out of the everyday hustle and bustle of life. So I'm just letting that sink in for a second. When I had said too about how one person would enjoy this, including not partaking of it, it's almost letting me think like, yeah, that card is wonderful. Let's all have a good time. Let's think about ourselves. Let's do something social. But maybe nothing really looks good. That's legitimately, I have looked. It doesn't look fun. It looks like, ugh, like why would I do that? Maybe, and this, I'm not quite sure how, but maybe start your own little group or club, including the shitty bar with coworkers, the infrequent drink with friends. Meet up if you haven't found a group on here that is something where you can do it. And it's not necessary, I don't believe, to do it in person. I think it's a good thing. I think it's great, but I would just still do it all online if that's what I had. But maybe start your own group even. I'm kind of trying to put this in someone's head. If you're actively thinking about how can I communicate more, you don't need to have the onus of the group on you. You could go find someone who's already moderating a group and say, may I once a quarter, once that's 4 times a year, host an event or co-mod with you so I can get used to it and see if I want to do it that way. Just getting the experience of co-mod, which is co-moderating the group with the moderator, that just puts you in a different that just puts you like in a different light in the group even. So while you're not actively trying to make friends, perhaps people are still seeing you in a different way. That's something. It's still building on something. Everything you do is important. Everything. It all has a ripple effect. Everything you do. Breathing has a ripple effect. Even if it feels inconsequential, it is important. And just doing what you're doing is fabulous. You don't need to do anything else. There's something there. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I tend to ramble. I glanced up to look for hands. I don't see any, and when I don't see any, I will move to the next deck. Oh, I'm so tempted. Okay, but I'm not going to. I see I have a new tarot deck, which I say kind of often, but this one I've been waiting for months. I pre-ordered it. This is Kim Cran's. This is the Animal Spirit deck. And It's the Wild Unknown animal spirit. The Wild Unknown is the name of her tarot deck, which is an interesting deck for sure. All right, so this is animal spirit. Let's see what animal spirit we've got. And this could also be like, let's say I pulled fox, but we're like, well, fox, that's a little bit of a dog. That's a little bit of an eagle, whatever you want it to be, right? Well, because it's also a group read. So this animal might actually come more forward more because this is if we were to take a bunch of different energies, what would it look like? Well, it might look like this one. Or maybe you even own or see often one of the animals that I'm going to be talking about. Maybe you don't think there's any link to you in this card. It's all good. It all promotes thought, and that is what is important. Your mind is moving. Oh, I just saw a whale. I love whales. Years ago, when I first started my spiritual journey, which just when I got my shit together and started reading tarot, um, I my clairaudience kicked in almost right away, and I heard that. Well, it wasn't quite so succinct, but the message was whales and interstellars are in communication. But I don't know if the whales are cognizant of that. But I was like, no shit. Damn, that's amazing. I don't know. I would not harm a whale, though. That's some seriously bad karma. All right, let's see what kind of energy we get here. Okay. Sea serpent. Oh, okay. So this is the fifth element. That's a good movie. The fifth element. Do you see the small circle at the top? That is the element of spirit. It is denoted by a circle. Oh, and then look at all those circles. That's a lot of circles. Sea serpent. All right, let's look and see what the fifth element of spirit offers us for sea serpent. You might flash over to a literary work involving a sea serpent, but then go to the author of that work. That's the message. Anything you receive, you were meant to receive. What do you do with it? What are you going to do with the information you just got? Okay. Oh, unicorn is one of the cards. They're not page. There's no page number. They're not in alphabetical order. These are things to keep in mind. Should you ever create your own, how would you, dragon, how would you like it to flow? Oh my golly gosh. Okay, well, here's the beginning of the, oh, no, Phoenix is the first one. Sea serpent. Okay, sea serpent. And one more time with that card. A lot of pretty blue in there. And we have, for keywords, we have a healing emotional wounds. And look at that circle. It's a circle. And if you think about a wound on the skin, like even if you slice a lot of it, you still have your skin all around you. You still have, that's the Five of Pentacles. That skin is eventually going to heal over. You're looking at the Five of Pentacles in play. So healing emotional wounds, that all takes place in your mind, which is in the brain, in the skull. Think about just physically you're protected. Physically, your brain is protected, allowing you to have the thoughts of emotional healing. There's potential, is what I'm saying. Physical potential to have emotional healing, body, mind, spirit, all three connected. I need to get, I need to find a way to really be more, I won. It's such a foreign concept. I'm getting there. Okay. Emotional healing, healing emotional wounds, saying that backwards, and expressing desires. Oh, I did all that just, well, I did the expressing desires part. Okay. Sea serpent. There's no number with this card. And I will say, I did not mention this. The last card we pulled, our first card did equal 7, and 7 is key 7 in the major arcana of tarot. This is just something I do. You don't need to do this. Do whatever pleases you. I associate it with the major arcana. Key 7 is the chariot. Pretty good energy. Make sure you, it's kind of like a forced nature. Breathing is the chariot. You have to breathe. It's forced. The chariot energy is something that rest is forced. That has this kind of chariot aspect to it. You can look at the card however you want. You might actually say, no, the chariot doesn't have that energy, but the wheel of fortune does. Okay, go for it. I totally agree. And at the same time, I'm going to say something different while still agreeing with you, because there's no wrong in tarot. Okay, back to the book. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease, and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment, and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other places it floods. It's important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. I don't know if I pulled this card before. I have a shit memory too, so I could have, but that was just okay. I personally am getting some great reads for myself today. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is really resonating. Things that have been on my mind. But I mean, that is what I'm going to see, right? Confirmation bias. No, that is what I'm going to see. I'm going to see what is going to benefit me. Whatever you guys are getting, that's not the right thing. That is, I hope that is what you're getting, right? No. I mean, I say this stuff over and over, not because I'm trying to pummel it into your head or anything, but it does make sense to me. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, actually, oh, there it is. I was like, I don't know where I put the box. I put all mine. Crescent and I were just talking about this. Deck storage. Do whatever you want. I put mine back in the boxes to protect them because I've had incidents where many were destroyed, and had they been in boxes, it would have had a better chance of surviving. But it's up to you. It's totally up to you. I mean, I know readers that do both. I would suggest saving the box just because they're easier to transport, but that is totally up to you too. Okay, so we have looked at, all right, this is isn't that neat? You can see that? This goes around, paper sleeve that goes around the box. It's just so pretty. All right, we have looked at Mabon. That was with Lorraine Anderson, Juliet Diaz, and illustrated by Tajana Lukovic. And then we went over to Kim Cran's Animal Spirit. We're actually going to float right into another Kim Cran's deck. This is one of my favorites. This is her archetype deck. I have an archetype book over there I need to read, actually. Just thought of that. This is our archetype deck. This is what lives inside us and comes out depending on the culture that we live in, the permission that we have, the personality we have. But these characteristics are always within us. It's just if they're able to come out and how they're able to come out. And I mean, there's nuances to this, but essentially you could attach, I will attach the word potential. Like a distant parent is still a caregiver. That is still the caregiver archetype. They just display it in a less than emotional way, or you know what I mean? They just focus on other aspects. They focus on the pentacles rather than the cups. They focus on supplying you with food and shelter rather than a warm embrace and kind words. But still, it is the caregiver archetype. We are allowed to express in many ways. All right. It's kind of like, I don't think there's such a thing as adulting. I kind of think it's ridiculous, but how about living? Okay, now I can't remember where I was going to go with that, so never mind. Probably because I sounded so judgy when I started, and my mind was like, kick it out. All right. These are some sticky cards. Oh, Crescent also mentioned the other, when Meetup was down, Crescent and I had the room to ourselves. And Crescent knows about fanning powder. I'd never heard of it. And if your cards are sticky, you can maybe brush it on or sprinkle it on, I don't know. And it helps your cards not to stick. I don't know what it is. Could be cornstarch. I mean, I don't know. Cornstarch. But these are some sticky cards. Okay, we're just gonna let that go. Okay. So this is our archetype deck. God, they are ridiculous this morning. What is going on? This deck in particular taught me so much patience. It definitely taught me not all decks shuffle the same, which not all humans walk the same, so it makes sense. Okay, we're just gonna cut this sucker. All right. Let's see what archetype comes forward for a group read. What? Let's see. Is it Anima Mundi? Anima Mundi? My pronunciation's awful, guys. Or it can be so. My pronunciation has the potential to be awful. See where potential is? It's everywhere. Okay. I just feel chunks floating by in my hands because they're so sticky. Okay, get over it. We're good. Get over that garden wall. Go enjoy the garden. Don't stand outside. Get over it. Get over the garden wall. Here we go. The judge. Well, that looks really on point for me right now. Okay, so we've got card 14, XIV 14. Yep, Roman numerals. Guess who had to relearn Roman numerals? I was like, what? I remembered them somewhat. Get there. No. Wait, oh no. Okay, XIV, the judge. You might notice Kim Cran's a lot of black and white, a lot of line drawing. Does include color, but that flash of yellow is exceptional on the card. I mean, they can be darker, just lack of color. I do enjoy her decks though. Okay, so we have the judge. They're beautiful to read intuitively as well. As a reader, I tend to read the card intuitively. I don't worry what is going to be there. Oh, before I read this card, I'll absolutely come to you, Steve. Let me just finish this thought. It's just the practice of intuition. I just read what I see. Now, I feel like I'm going to go straight to the book. I'm going to pause, actually. Steve, go ahead. Thank you for your patience.
I wanted to mention the unicorn is the spiritual animal of fun and play. So if you want to increase that energy, the unicorn is a good place. And other elements like gnomes and fairies, great energy if you want to develop that in yourself.
I love that. I love that. Unicorn. There's also, well, never mind. Well, no, okay, I'll say it because my family was watching it. Death of a Unicorn. There's also a movie. Crescent, did you have your hand up? Oh, yeah, you do. Go ahead.
I just want to say, here is the fanning powder. And you can see it's got this little thing that you pour it out of. It's not the greatest to get it out of there. I don't know what would be best, but yeah. And it could be cornstarch. I hadn't even thought about that until you said so. It doesn't have an ingredients list on here. I'm going to go see if I can find out, because if it's just cornstarch, why am I paying $10 for a bottle or something ridiculous like that?
I would say if I were doing it, put it on a plate and get a really fat like makeup brush, something really feathery, and directly down into it, bang it off, and then very gently. Because it doesn't have ingredients too, there's no telling what it will do to the finish. Even if everyone's like, it's great, your deck might. So yeah, I don't know. I would be, but I don't mind when they stick because it's to me, that's part of the message. That deck is reading like that for me. I've had this deck for years. Some days it doesn't stick. That's part of the message for me. But we're all our own reader. So we all do it the way that feels best for us on that day, in that moment. We're not locked in ever. Go ahead.
I used it on an old deck. And I'd actually been thinking, oh, this is getting kind of grimy and it's sticking together. So I was thinking of replacing it, and I thought, oh, I'll try the fanning powder first. So,
I know we can't really throw them in the dishwasher, which would be really cool. Because yeah, I've got like you go to sip the coffee and it's like, oh my God, I just spilled, Anyway, okay. Now, so we have the judge. Let's go to this. Let me go back to the card. So we have 14 is the number. 14 in the major arcana is temperance, but we can also exchange or add that. Like we have 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. So we can also go to the Hierophant, key 5. You cannot go there at all. You can go to your favorite Oracle deck and think about it. You don't need to look at the numbers at all. I mean, you can actually ignore them on purpose. Well, if you need to find it, it might be a little difficult. But the idea is that you get to do whatever you want because you're the reader. You're reading for yourself. You're reading for others. You're the reader. And the idea too that every message you personally receive, apologies, I'll speak in first person. Every message I receive comes through the lens of my unique mind. I am the only one that can deliver it this way, which is why everyone has a choice of what reader they'd like to go to, right? It's not for you to keep a client or to make a client. It's just for you to be you and read as you read. People will come if they like it. Where was I going with that? It was just to be that reader that you are. Do what you want, how you want, when you want. Be adaptive, be in the flow. I'm really shitting y'all. I'm judging. I pulled the judge. I am the judge. All right, let's do this. The judge. Keywords. The critic, the diplomat, and the advocate. We have the critic, which you can criticize if you were to stand in the aisle and not be on either side. You can criticize both sides. You can receive the criticism yourself. The critic, the diplomat, and the advocate. Those are very different. But you can still direct all of that at a single individual, including self. You can criticize self, you can advocate for self, and you can show diplomacy for self, especially when tying mind, body, and spirit. Okay, the judge has an incredibly important job. They work every waking hour of every day, helping us discern what is safe, true, and just. When this archetype remains unconscious or is captivated by fear, wise discernment turns into painful judgment of self and other. Ironically, the judge's energy can be the seed of racism, bigotry, and fear-mongering. This is the judge out of balance, building walls, separating from other. When this same discerning force is made conscious and healed, however, the judge may be found advocating for civil rights causes, standing up for the underdog, providing resources for those in need, and forgiving again and again. Love is the deciding factor. Awakening this archetype is essential for the complex times we are in. Get your judge in order. The world needs it. The judge's energy is contagious. When we feel judged, walls go up all around. Similarly, when we feel accepted, the entire world softens. Gandhi had an incredibly illuminated inner judge. He was a lawyer. He practiced silence one day a week in order to hone his discernment while on his revolutionary path. When light, discernment, advocacy, right action, and compassion. This card, when dark, critical, punishing, unforgiving, wall building. And then it offers go deeper. Osiris and the white feather of Ma'at. That's M-A''A'-T. So she doesn't offer more than that. Many times it's a song, it's a book. Osiris is a god, a deity in the Egyptian mythos. That's the bird dude, right? I think. I could be really off. And the white feather of Ma'at. Which I don't think, I don't know if I've ever done the gone deeper aspect. But anyway, the judge. The idea of discernment for me is just practicing discernment. It's not in the end I'm right or I'm wrong. It's practicing discernment. It's like intuition, practicing intuition. It's not giving a message that's going to click or not click. It's practicing intuition. It's about the practice. 8 of Pentacles. There's a whole freaking card devoted to that idea. It's about practicing. It's about having discernment and the potential to utilize the gift of discernment. But build that foundation, trust. When I say I practice intuition, my primary clairs right now are clairaudience, which is the hearing, and totally forgot the one where you see. Yeah. So those are my primaries right now. So I trust, I just listen or I just see, and I might share, I might not, I might apply it later, but I accept that this is how I receive information. It's totally fine. I do whatever I want with the information. That's practicing intuition. That's also practicing discernment, choosing. As readers, for yourself or others, you ever gotten a message? Like if it's for yourself, shadow work, and maybe you shied away, or for someone else, you're going, I'm not going to tell them that. That was discernment. There are plenty of times in readings, I don't tell the client everything. Hell no, because I'm getting this message through my lens. This is how I am discerning this. What does this mean? This is my discernment that comes into play. These are everything I've experienced in my life is helping me form these thoughts, but she has not, they have not experienced this same life. So I'm very cautious with what I share. But that's up to you. You could be that reader. You can be the reader that bills yourself as, I will tell you everything that comes into my head. I do not use filters. Go ahead. I don't see hands. Okay. Oh, let's do this. I have so many tarot decks out right now because I was doing some readings, but I didn't put them away. They're in their box. They're just very messy. Maybe once a month I should do a oh, once a month I should do a video on YouTube that shows how clean my space is, because it's not clean, and then I'll have to clean it. I did want to do something really quickly because I might forget. So those that watching this on YouTube, I don't believe you won't be privy to this, I don't think. This is what I'm dropping in chat is my bio. You guys are welcome to drop any of your information in chat that you'd like to share with the group. All right, let's keep reading. So what we have here is Ascension Oracle. Connect to your sacred light. I got this one. This is a Rockpool deck. Rockpool and Hay House are pretty big. I'm sure there's plenty of other publishing companies like Rider and Rider Waite Smith. Rider is the publishing company. Rockpool's a big one. They actually published the Lorraine Anderson, Juliet Diaz, Tajana Lukovic decks, and I love those. So anyway, Ascension Oracle, connect to your sacred light. I was at Half Price Books, pretty good space to go get decks because some of these are new, like not opened yet. Many are resale, Half Price Books. But good pricing. I check Amazon before I purchase, read the reviews, check the price. These were at 50% less than what they were on Amazon and still sealed. I got two that day. I got Zodiac Tarot and Ascension Oracle. And there's Zodiac Tarot because I haven't put it away yet. All right, here we go. Ascension Oracle. This is a very pretty deck. I mean, every time I say something on that like that, I'm like, well, you think so, Elizabeth? Does anyone else? Do I sound judgy at all? I think so. Like, just say it. Just be like, yes, obviously, I mean for me. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I don't like saying obviously and of course. So because I just said it, probably means I shouldn't have said that whole statement. I see a chat pop up. Oh, wait. Okay. I will say this about Linda. Fabulous decks. Linda has got just. Gosh, I'm gonna go shopping with you, Linda. All right. Okay. I'm just curious while I'm shuffling, just a hands up, or does anyone have the Benabel Wen deck? Not is it Spirit? No, Spirit Keeper is a separate deck. Spirit Light of the Spirit. Benabel Wen has one deck currently out, and you can't get it anywhere. No hands. Man, Huang was in here and he was talking about it. He also said that she's releasing a new one. I still haven't seen anything on that. Okay, stop. Sorry. I get very excited about decks. Oh my God. I want that deck so bad. Okay. All of this is coming through for the Ascension Oracle card that we pull. Do you know, like, I wait for that sensation in my hands. I actually have a pain in the back of my arm. It's so weird. Okay, hold on. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more because I don't like that. Let me focus. And actually, I think that whatever I'm chatting about, because I can go down any rabbit hole that throws itself in front of me, while I'm shuffling, that's going to come through. This is also just a moment to practice healing. I envision the space of my body that hurts, and I just think of like a flow. I like to I don't think of a marshmallow, but it feels like a marshmallow when I'm doing it. It's really soft. And the pain stopped. So I've been, okay, the pain's gone. So now I'm going to shuffle, and we're going to see, damn it, it's back. What the fuck? Okay, I'm going to do it with my right hand. Because why not? And we have Divine Plan, interesting card to pull with pain in my left arm. This is card 17, and 1 + 7 is 8. So if we look at 8, we have key 8 in the major arcana of strength, which is a good one. And if we go to 17, 17 is the card immediately after the Tower. So when we think of, I realize this is Oracle. I teach tarot. I teach how to read tarot. If you're interested, it's pretty rare I take clients for private reads, but I do that occasionally. But if you'd like to learn tarot. So you can look at the card itself, what comes before it, what comes after it, that lends its energy to it. So we have the card here is Divine Plan, and it's card 17. So here we're looking at this the star, the moon, the sun, the divine plan. Huh. Okay, let's go ahead and see what, oh, I'll show you the card. The divine plan, the star, the moon, the sun. Just saw this like I was coming up, like I was going up into the sky, and I had this kind of like odd view of the ground. It was still kind of tilted, and it was like what do you call that? The really famous place in the United States with all the chasms. Doesn't matter. I saw these cracks in the earth, and I thought, the star, the moon, the sun, where on our planet do we see natural formations that mimic the phases of the moon? So you've got crescent formations, which probably aren't that hard to see. These could be island systems that have formed from volcanic eruptions, but we do see the crescent. We do, don't we? Okay, I'm just curious if you guys over the next week or whatever, if you see star, moon, or sun in natural formations, so not man-made, and I wonder if you could actually use that as like a way to, like a map, especially if you follow the phases of the moon. I'm going to stop. It's an interesting thought. I do want to go ahead and see what this is, what this actually means, but we are looking at divine plan. Maybe it's something like that. Why not follow the phases of the moon and natural formations in the earth? And maybe you're like, nah, then don't do that. Just ignore it. Like totally, your plan is divine no matter what it is. But maybe sometimes someone saying something else will help to clear it. Also, Dharma, that path, and no. I think that every day is something different, and there's no one thing other than breathing I should probably be doing. Okay, so 17, divine plan. And it says, trust in the divine plan. You are being guided in the direction that will best allow your soul to grow. And that's like the condensed. So trust in the divine plan, and trust that you are that planner. You're your own scheduler, whether or not you're conscious of it or feel like you're making the right adjustments to your calendar, your planner, the divine plan. You are. You're spark guided, like you're the only one who can live the life that you're living as uniquely and nuanced as you do. You're it. This is it. What you're doing is divine. You are a divine person. You have divinity within. Okay, so the book goes on to say, trust in the divine plan that is beautifully unfolding in your life right now. Do not allow doubts, fears, and a lack of trust to hold you back from moving forward into the unknown. I'm going to pause. When it says this, it's not saying to me that I will not have doubts. I will have doubts. I will have fears, and I will have a lack of trust. Yeah, I will. I will have to build mechanisms to help me move forward in those feelings. I will have to do that. The book is not giving me a plan on how to do that. It is making a suggestion and one potential way to move forward. But with manifestation, there is labor. We must create that environment to best help what we want to manifest grow. So while the book isn't necessarily saying step 1, step 2, step 3, it is throwing us something, a beginning. So I'm going to look at it like that. And there are definitely oracles that will probably spell it out a lot more. This just might not be the right oracle. There's so many decks out there, right? Okay, so trust in the divine plan that is beautifully unfolding in your life right now. Do not allow doubts, fears, and a lack of trust to hold you back from moving forward into the unknown. Loved one, you do not need to know how everything will work out or have a step-by-step guide to predict what lies ahead. You are being guided in the direction that will best allow your soul to grow. Staying where you are will only cause stagnation and dissatisfaction. Release all fears, for this chapter is bringing you lessons of faith and trust. Will you embrace these gifts of love and allow your soul to move forward fearlessly? Or will you resist the seasons of change? To resist is to stay in a space of complacency, comfortability with fear. You may not fully understand what is taking place in your life right now, but rest assured it is for your own growth. Trust and have faith in the divine plan that is at work in your life. A more empowered life awaits on the other side of discomfort and fear. It really does. It does. And this isn't like I have to go do something major, what big, small, however you want to look at the event or the thought, the belief system, either that you're building or breaking down. There is a sense of empowerment. Just attempting what you want, attempting what I want brings that sense of empowerment. I can attempt. Yeah, go for it. All right. And it says this is an exercise they're offering. It says visit an ocean, lake, or river. Go into the water and allow yourself to gently float and energetically meld with the moving tides. Feel the natural flow of the moving currents. In the affirmation, I trust that I am being guided to the full expression of my divine soul. I trust that I am being guided to the full expression of my divine soul, your divine soul, my divine soul, unique. Also, with the exercise, it says visit an ocean, lake, or river. Okay, so what if I can't? Like, what if I don't have access to that? Then you don't. Then look at it like this. One day you will, in all likelihood in your life, one day you will have in some way access to a river, a lake, or an ocean. Now let's look at it like this. Maybe you're on a bus and you're going by and you know that river is within walking distance and the bus breaks down. Do you get off the bus and do you go walk to the river and try to make it back before the bus starts again? This is part of the reading. Knowing what you would do if given an opportunity. What would you do? Like, imagine that this is happening and just let it play out. You're safe here. It's in your mind. The divine plan needs to know, you need to know kind of ahead of time, like, how would I react? Start playing out scenarios in your head. But here's a really good one. Here's an exercise that she offers. Visit an ocean, lake, or river. And if you don't have access to that, then start thinking about what it would be like to have access to that. Manifest. Steve, go ahead.
Well, the problem is the outside universe. The universe doesn't do a very good job at spreading the word. It's up against media, schools, and other people who don't know about the divine plan. So you got to learn about it. Someone's got to tell you.
Yes, that's that labor aspect. Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. No, I think he's okay. That's that labor aspect. Like I want, let's say, okay, here's a good example. I like watching mountain bike videos. And the guy I was watching mentioned another person who's a mountain biker, but I didn't quite hear it. And I want to know who that is. So I'm going to have to Google extreme mountain biking, anything like that. I'm going to have to watch maybe a few videos. I might have to go back and rewatch the video I was watching to get that name. It takes labor. This shit does not just get handed to you. And if it did, freaking run with it, dude. Go there, do it, do the thing, say the thing, be the thing. If you've already got it in hand, yes, go. But it takes labor. There's a really good, both Valerie Lewis and Travis Holt. I've heard them both use this and I love it. And they say, okay, they're like, well, let's say I want a cake. I've used this so many times, so you guys might have heard this. And then I really want a cake. We're going to go with chocolate because it's the best thing in the world to me. So I really want a chocolate cake and I don't have the ingredients. And then someone knocks on my door and there's a dozen eggs. Oh my God. And then like 3 hours later, flour, an hour later, sugar, an hour later, butter. You see where I'm going? Someone drops off a KitchenAid, a mixer. I'm like, oh, wow. I have to make the cake. Someone dropped off all the ingredients and the resources necessary to complete the task at hand, but I have to complete the task at hand. I have to put the labor in. There is still something else. Life does not stop because I got what I wanted in that moment. There's always a next step. Thank God. That just shows my potential. All right. Lovely. Oh, I should probably look at a clock occasionally. Oh my gosh. Is it really? Yes, it is. Okay. Ooh. Let's do a tarot read really quick. So what we're going to do is, so excited. God, seasons of the witch. This is her tarot deck. She just released a tarot deck. Just released it. Still hot off the press. This is called Winter Tarot. Very straightforward. So Winter Tarot is it's Lorraine Anderson, and this is illustrated by Dejana Lukovic. This is a journey through Yule and Imbolc, and these are 2 of the 8 sabbats that you'll find throughout the year. And these are 8 of the there's pagan holidays, 8 pagan holidays, 8 sabbats. Yule and Imbolc are combined here and found in the one deck. So we are in Mabon. We're moving into Samhain. These are the pagan holidays. We are approaching this season. And you can see here, depending on where you live, it's going to be a little different, but we've got a lot of snow, the icy blue. Do you remember? Wait, does it not do that? Hold on, y'all. Oh, shoot. Wait. The deck. Yes. Her cards. Her deck has blue. Whoa. Why did that was bizarre. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I got dark. See how it goes? It's just so pretty. Okay, let's do a tarot read. Group read. Oh, I'm tempted to go to the book. Go to the book. Go to the book. Go to the book. As a reader, go to the book. I know exceptional readers who go to the book. It just means you're a good freaking reader. It means you want to know what the author is offering. That's why you bought the deck, right? I am just shitting. I am judging. Woo! Tone that down. I'm seeing if I get a question to answer. Like what are we looking at? Actually, I'm going to ask cards. What would you like to say to all who are hearing, who will hear, who have heard? Okay. We'll start with 3. Ooh, so pretty. I pulled that one before. All right, Ace of Winter. They throw in the winter. We are dealing with our dark holidays, the winter holidays, and they're dark because there's less light. That's it. Not because it's woo-woo scary. It's just we have shorter days, longer nights. So they're the dark holidays. And then the light holidays, we have more light. Okay, so we have Ace of Winter Pentacles, Apprentice of Winter Swords, and 8 of Winter Cups. So what would the deck like us to know? What's a message? Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to pull clarity because I'm getting fear. 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so winter months can be lean months, right? Let's say you're a bikini model. No, you're actually working then. Let's say you're a parka like a winter coat model. You might not be doing as much work in the winter because you're actually filming and shooting off season, right? So lean months. You might not be getting the paycheck. Your garden, not quite as abundant. Again, this is based on where you live. Let's go with my weather. The weather itself, your heating bills are going to go through the roof. Do you have the money for it? Are you trying to find alternate ways to stay alive this winter? Winter can be really hard, right? Ace of Winter Pentacles is about understanding that. But when I was thinking that, I got a real hit of fear, like this coming up. And it might not be for anything I've said, but there's some sort of fear. And I also have to make sure I'm not reading myself too hard. I'm just checking in. I don't think I am. And then I've got the 6 of Winter Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles as the clarifier card. So it's either fear of not receiving support or fear of giving too much. If we're going to take this literally, whatever you're doing right now, if you're concerned about the future, then just sit down and ask yourself, what does the future actually look like? Where am I at now? This is not your imagination. Where am I at now? And what's the most feasible outcome to any situation I'm looking at? Pull cards, go to a reader, talk to your therapist, find a friend, talk to yourself, even in a mirror to get these answers. Do whatever you need to do. Talk to your cat. I see a cat on the screen. We do have the idea that there is help at hand. Is a Six of Winter Pentacles, a clarity card. Apprentice of Winter Cups. I'm going to stop there because we're going to go into the other one. So Apprentice of Winter Cups is also saying that everything that you're feeling, so it's really hard. I was like, don't imagine, right? Try to be in the moment of what it is. But you don't have to imagine a specific scenario to feel happy. My birthday's coming. Oh, instantly happy. I don't have to imagine what the birthday's like. Oh my God, that big ass bill is due. I don't need to remember the exact dollar amount, but I can still feel my stomach kind of drop a little. So when we have the Apprentice of Winter Cups, we have this idea that we're going to react. Even if we're really logical, our feelings will erupt. We will get something, right? We're going to feel. That's okay. Let yourself be whoever you are in those first reactions. Just let it come through. And then I offer, at least this is what I try to do, those first reactions come through sometimes really fast. Sometimes I get so lost in the feels, I forget that they're just feelings. They're not actually what's happening right now. Pull up, pull up, pull up, breathe. That I need to stay. Oh my God, I totally lost my train of thought. I'm gonna be real. To no matter what it is that's coming through, how quickly, to then at some point say, okay, I felt all this. Now, what can I do right now? Well, I could probably take a big, deep breath because personally that does help me. Deep breathing actually makes me calm. And then a few deep breaths. Okay, well, now I'm going to react like this. I'm not reacting with screaming at someone or yelling inside my own head or just getting really pissed. I'm reacting with a deep breath. Oh, I like this reaction better. It's okay that I was angry 2 seconds ago. I'm going to live with that because fuck it, it's me. But right now I'm deep breathing. Okay, this is such a cool side of me. That was me too. This is me over here. I'm all of this. And I love it all. The Apprentice of Winter Cups. I love it all. It's all me. And some of that shit is messy and complicated. And it shows up and it sits on the front porch hollering for everybody to come by and have a conversation with it because it's going to scream everybody's secrets to the world. Oh my God, that's one side of me. It's all me. It's all good. All of this from Ace of Winter Pentacles, clarified by Six of Winter Pentacles and Apprentice of Winter Cups. I had that fear feeling that has now dissipated because we're all okay. Apprentice of Winter Swords comes next, followed by Eight of Winter Cups. We have a second apprentice, the Apprentice of Winter Swords. And we did pull that Judgment card before. There's something to be said for, okay, it's so true for me. If I'm judging someone else, if I'm going like, okay, then it's something about me that I'm seeing in that person. What they're saying, what they're doing, I don't know, but I see it in me and I don't like it. And as much as I've heard that, it's always freaking true for me. It's always true. I need to remember that I am trying to gently approach something about myself that I'm probably not ready to fully experience. So I'll see it in someone else first. That judgment is actually a form of self-care. When I judge someone else, right? That's the first reactions. We have those. Oh yeah, we're going to do it all. We're going to bitch and moan about everything and then go, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm going to take a deep breath, or I'm going to calm my hair down, or I'm going to stick my finger in my ear, whatever the hell I want to do. And that's my chosen reaction instead of that immediate, almost knee-jerk reaction. I'm going to take that breath. And then I'm going to go, judging that person was a beautiful act of self-care. And I did it because I love myself. And now I get to see what is so uncomfortable about me. Let's revisit what I just said about them, because it's not about them. It's about me. I love myself. Then we finish with the Eight of Winter Cups. And because I'm lovingly obsessed with clarity cards, we're going to pull one. Oh, the window's closed, which makes sense because it's freezing outside. Many times the windows are open in these decks. We have Initiate of Winter Pentacles. Initiate. That would probably be the Knight because it's after the Apprentice. Yeah. We have the Knight of Winter Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles clarifying the Eight of Cups. You know, the traditional meaning in the Eight of Cups is getting one way to look at it is getting that a different perspective. Literally, person going up a hill to get a different scene, to see where, if you go up higher, if you got the high ground, you can see more. And then we pulled the Initiate of Winter Pentacles, and I thought, yeah, that person can, I can build myself a cabin in the woods. Good movie. And then every day I can leave that cabin and I can walk as far as I want in any direction. And that's going to be my 8 of Cups. That's going to be me understanding the terrain, my mental landscape, understanding what paths are safe, who and what I can trust. But here's the thing. I have to return to that house every night, the Pentacles. I have to return to the Initiate of Pentacles. No matter how far I travel, I am still tethered to my own reality. And that house is my reality, my safety, where I can go at night and sleep in peace and not be attacked so I can then explore the next day. That's the Initiate of Pentacles here. No matter how far you strive to go, you are still tethered. There's still something that's keeping you grounded. There are certain thoughts that you will always have that will keep you in place. If you don't like your thoughts, begin now to change them. Find a way. It's not flipping. I don't believe it's flipping a light switch, but you do have the power to do so. Are you willing to invest the next 50 years in getting it done? And if you're not, then that's probably not the right path for you, because it might take that long, which is beautiful. All right, that was our group read. Not sure what got said, but I can always watch the message on replay. I hope that everyone enjoyed that. I'm going to pause. Does anyone have a question about what came up, including the deck itself? Sometimes you might be like, just show me the card, or I don't have my glasses on, but I think I can see your hands if they go up. I think we're good. Okay, I'm going to stop recording then. Just give me 1 second. Thank you guys for joining me and watching this. I'm very excited to share these messages with you, and everyone is always welcome to join me live on meetup.com under Willow Root Tarot.